That's a good one.
Everybody's time.
Okay.
Yes.
Finally.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the Sportz. Victor Allen's own Neil Urban version, brought to you by the man the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Here's Vic. Chocolate Man.
Hold on, I gotta get
Chocolate. Chaka.
I gotta drink my Florida orange juice. Hold on a second.
They lied. That ain't no Florida. That's Compton. Compton oranges.
Okay.
Compton oranges are nice.
Jose Tavier.
See,
Right there, right off
You
of
know,
Long
we
Beach
have the
Boulevard.
farmlands in Compton.
You do.
We
I
got
used to be out in Compton.
Yeah, nice fertile
Had
soil.
me some good times in Compton.
Good for you.
welcome to New Sports. This is actually what the New Sports segment is about.
Compton.
It's about your conversations around sports. As you could tell, the lead-in is about orange juice in Compton.
And you started it.
I did not start it. So guess what we're going to do today? Because you guys did such a wonderful job on that catfish segment that it just reminded me how to keep all the animal things in what we talk about. So let's do this. This is a typical topic today, and I went through it because I know you guys are around sports in different ways without paying attention. And DeVoe said something a few weeks ago. She says, because now I talk about sports,
All right.
you now are a party to conversations even if you're not in it. So
You
to
look at all
me,
hip. She's like hip, like go Patriots.
Transgender.
Tom Brady, nah, he's overrated. He's just all in it.
Yeah, because they'll look back and they go, "You heard about that, didn't you?" I go, "Yeah."
see,
He goes, sports, you have locks.
yep.
I did.
Okay, so what is this about? If we're going to find out, and it's not necessarily our opinion, but we're going to find out which sports team and players are overhyped, if any. And what that
ones with
means,
locks.
that's cool.
There's
The
none
ones,
with locks. That's the problem.
and
Yes,
what
there
that
are. There are
means,
few.
what that means is whether you believe any of the names that we're going to show you or teams are overhyped. If none of them are, then you say, hey, no, they all earn the hype. So we're going to do this real quickly.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what you paid attention to last week, yesterday, a year ago. It's
We
the
ready.
names.
Good.
The names that you hear. So let's just flow down the picture, unfold this little folder of pictures and take it down because we see the names there with the teams: Dallas, Lakers, Yankees, Boston Red Sox, Miami Heat, New York Jets, and then players. And if there are players that you don't see, you can contribute the names: Des Bryant, Cowboys, Tim Tebow, Tom Brady, Tony Romo. Manny Pacquiao qualifies because he just got busted. So does he qualify for being overhyped? Let's look at the faces. So for those who may not know them by
DeVoe.
face, I just roll down Mario real quick. Tom Brady, if you haven't seen him before, he's married to the highest paid model, bam, on the
He
planet.
looks guilty.
All right. You know what? Keep going,
We don't
Mario.
have locks.
Manny Pacquiao, who just got busted and put to sleep the other day.
He looks sneaky.
Yes, okay, let's go
Why
on
you
down.
look sneaky? Hater.
Des Bryant, who has been a bane of
Now
concern.
what does he look?
He look like he could be a bad boy.
Oh, so he get bad boy.
Oh, he gets a bad boy
That's
look.
because you want to rub him down or something.
He's with the Dallas Cowboys.
DeVoe, don't let them get you. You're actually right on it with your assessment.
Thanks.
Look at that, they're already gone.
Who's considered a source?
That's right. That's cold. That's cold. Okay, let's keep on. Tom Tebow.
Tom Tebow is his younger brother, his twin brother Tom. There's Tim Tebow, and here's his twin brother Tom. Tom Tebow.
That's Tom
He look
Tebow.
like he
Like
could
there's a
be-
Snack McAllister. Y'all know Matt? He's got a twin called Snack. Snack McAllister.
Forever now, he will be known as Tom in this camp right now. So let's take it on. And Tony Romo, famously of the famous Dallas Cowboys. Now, those names, and rolling back up to the top, we don't have to go any further.
Okay.
If there are any players, any teams off this list, tell me which ones you think are overhyped. And if their name's not included, say, for example, Kobe Bryant. He may, to other people, be overhyped. To some people, he
I
doesn't know.
want to say that. That's mine, Kobe Bryant.
Are you serious? You think he's overhyped?
Absolutely.
What?
I hear too much about him, and I shouldn't, really.
Wow.
All the stuff I hear.
That's how you
and
tell.
I'm not even in sports.
Wow. So, wait a minute.
That's
So,
how I tell.
wait a minute. So, DeVoe, I'm not going to go any further. Jesse, any names, players, or teams, either off this list or anywhere else, you say, just too much. They talk about them too much.
That boxer guy. I don't know if they talk about him
That
too much, but
boxer
he's
guy.
he's overhyped. Manny
Manny
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao. Wow.
Manny.
Manny's is overhyped. Mario.
Manny looks
Oh,
sneaky.
no. I want to change mine.
Manny looks sneaky.
I want so
I wanna
because the
change
Asian
mine.
communities getting kind of. We already had
Right.
bad relations.
I'm
No,
telling
I want
Y'all
to
not
change.
helping.
I want to
Okay.
change mine to Tom, the TEBOW. The TEBOW.
TEBOW.
Tom Tebow,
Tim TEBOW.
because no, he's not on there. We only have Tom.
Tim's his brother, remember? It was Tom, Tim, somebody else. Okay.
Okay, so and Mario, who do you think? Anyone overhyped, and you can have multiples. You don't have to have one.
Overhyped.
Overhyped.
You already saw the pictures, Mario. What
Oh,
was
I
wrong?
don't think overhyped.
See, these are good players, and
See,
they're
I don't
known.
think Tom Brady's overhyped. I think he's real. Even though Pacquiao lost, I don't think he's overhyped. I think Manny's just really an interesting guy, and he does a lot of different stuff. Now, Des Bryant.
Oh boy, now be careful.
Whoa.
Be careful.
Let's put it like this. Underachieving. So is underachieving equal overhyped? So this would have to be
Yes.
mine.
Who
right
does he
now,
play for?
because
Dallas.
to me he has probably some of the best potential as a wide receiver to be what one would even think could be a Hall of Famer. He has that kind of physical attribute.
That's right.
To be as big as he is.
Yes, he is.
And as fast, all those things, but just doesn't really have the head on him. He just doesn't have that head.
Well, what you're saying, Mario, they had, based on his talents, they were planning for him to be the breakout superstar wide receiver, and he hasn't met that yet,
and,
right?
And this is the one who had problems as a rookie with when he signed $1 million contract with a jewelry store in the mall where he and his buddies had run up a tab and when he wouldn't pay.
Right.
This is when he was a rookie.
Just to add.
This is right. This is on his entrance.
I am really.
Entrance to the NFL.
On top of him
Right.
being an underachiever.
Okay.
Then he's going to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Right.
Right.
Now, still,
PMC agrees with you, Tebow. Way too overhyped.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Now that was an easy one because you know what the list is here. These are all really.
He's
people
trying
that
not
count
to
that.
hype himself. I left Tim off of it because he's trying so hard not to hype himself, you know, and I think it doesn't make any difference. The media, you just know
Yeah.
you're at their mercy. They're going to run with it absolutely no matter what.
Right.
But he's a humble Christian.
I don't know if he really deserves it, but Dez, I think, kind of does. I kind of think he does deserve it.
So let me ask you this, okay? It seems like we have eliminated. We're going to players, which is cool. I'd rather do that than the organizations first. I should have switched it, but I think you hit the nail on the head. But is Tim and Tom
And Tom is alter ego.
is he getting a pass? Because the amount of attention he gets is not equal.
I think he
to,
somewhat gets a pass, Victor, because I think people do recognize it's not him, though.
right. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the whole thing. Everybody recognizes that he can't, no matter what he does. Everybody's doing this,
right.
okay?
Right.
And he
Right.
tries to not state. He tries to keep his head down, do his job. It doesn't make any difference. I think that's why he gets a pass. I think he earned the pass.
Now, here's something that we don't usually get a lot of when we're watching broadcast shows and you're talking. I know if you're in a bar or in a sports lounge, we don't usually get the women's opinion. It's men always talking on behalf of
Right.
what
They
they
don't
think
know
women. So let me ask the women here because Jesse just said something.
can cook.
She, don't go that
Can you
way.
cook? Can you
Don't
cook?
go, don't go that way.
So can I.
Don't listen. Don't
the
listen.
song.
I could cook better than you.
Oh,
How about that?
wait a minute.
I don't know
Challenge.
that you can cook better than me.
A challenge. Okay, wait a
I'll
minute.
cook most people's mothers.
Oh, look at now he's talking about your mom.
You don't know my mother's cooking.
there goes.
You don't know who you messing with Rosie.
At least I get the mothers to say, wow, he's not bad.
Like I said, this is new sports. This is the new transition to food wrapped around sports. I like
Okay.
this. No, that's a challenge. So let me ask you this.
He got the challenge.
Jesse said something. Got to do the wave. Bye, Blog Talk.
Bye, Todd.
Here's the thing. Does a Christian, humble man
Yes.
become more attractive and you're more likely to want to hear about him even if he's not playing a lot?
Me personally, yes.
DeVoe.
PMC said, just have to say, he might be a humble Christian, but he is a sorry quarterback.
Now let's leave that
It
part out.
depends on what system.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. No.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Everybody's going to argue that. What I'm trying to do is find the women's perspective and not let men guide what they think women are thinking. So let's find. I'm saying
Well,
DeVoe.
you should not use me as what women are thinking because
Yeah,
I don't
but you know they
actually
don't. You
fit
don't
the
represent
masses.
Wait a minute, DeVoe, come on. Wait, DeVoe.
Is she a woman?
Let me ask you.
I am, but it's just that I'm so detached from the conversation of the hype. I mean, you see who I thought.
Well, if I
Who was that? What you think?
she said Kobe.
He wasn't even on the list.
Well, that's okay, because you said you could say when they're not on the list.
Yeah. So
That's a win.
see, but DeVoe, what am I doing? Let me tell you what I'm doing right now.
Right.
I'm not. You don't have to have a knowledge of what he's doing in the game. What I'm saying is, if he's just a man, and you see that he's a football player, and that's all you know.
Yeah.
But the story is that he's a humble Christian, no premarital sex, and
None.
they constantly talk about him, but he's not really playing that much. Is he still an attractive story to you as a woman?
I don't know what he said, but he's laughing too hard. It probably was nasty. Anyway, well, I guess, yeah.
He
You know,
is.
because that would be kind of the noble thing. I mean, I would probably think, wow, this is the hype. You know, he's got people behind him putting stories together to make him hype, so we can all like to root for him.
Right.
Yeah, but I would feel good. I was like, oh, he's saving himself.
So the way to get next to you is to come with that Christian stuff. They go, oh, come let's, can I come over and we read the Bible?
We all know that, restraining our sexual desire is one of the challenges, especially
your
for
Bible.
athletes.
Right.
They like to expose and,
Read the
go
Bible.
and sex up a lot of people.
Who does?
Athletes.
So
You
what?
know, huh?
So it's
They're always
so
in
let
the
me
news.
let me say this. So DeVoe, what you're saying is refreshing to hear somebody here who stands for something that's bigger than sports itself, right?
Yes, thank you for helping with that. Yes.
Okay, and
That was
Jezzy's
good.
already agreed. So right now, Tim Tebow is not overhyped based on the strange attractions that you like. If they keep putting it out there, if they sit there and say this, all the women are trying to get him, but he says no. And they kept reporting that, and they said, well, he only played one game out of the last 5 games, but he said no to the women. Would you follow the story?
PMC said he needs to get some booty. Maybe his game would improve.
Okay, PMC.
Now, booty has never improved game.
Be careful.
Booty's never, blowjobs have though.
It might improve.
Blowjobs
Never
have.
had it before,
But booty never has. Never made anybody better.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay, where are we going with this conversation?
You just went where you're going with your main host is where it's got you off track.
Always.
So what I got is this: the women basically say if you keep it a clean story, something that women can go. I don't know many men that's like this who will have this mantle in public. Is it ever overhyped, or do you need more of it and many other players to be like
I
Tim
think
Tebow?
it's overhyped.
You do?
We don't need to know what the sex lives of these athletes are.
I'm not sure what question you're asking.
I know. That's right.
It's cool. But it sounded really good. I just said,
exactly.
Yes, and I too. Okay. I'm sure Jezreel would say amen.
Right.
Amen.
Now remember, this happens a lot. Many times, so men understand. We do have many conversations in social lounges where sometimes a redirect happens, and we just buy you another drink. We just buy you another drink.
Yeah, get another one.
Okay.
Another what you drinking? Cosmo? Oh, apple martini. Always some expensive shit.
Okay, now let me go. All right. So, okay, now let's just simply say this. I'm going to pull out these teams, and you don't have to get into a dissertation. You just tell me out of the 5 teams I'm going to mention, or 6, which team is overhyped? Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes.
Dang, I can't even get there. New York Yankees.
Yes.
Boston Red Sox.
No.
Miami Heat.
No.
And New York Jets.
No.
None, right?
They're not
I'm LA
underhyped.
Lakers.
Not,
I'm
so
LA
the
Lakers.
Scourge.
So the Dallas Cowboys and the Lakers are the lead dogs on this right
Yeah.
now? Okay, and deservedly so. Who's underachieving more so this year between Dallas, which is playing 500 ball, and Lakers under 500 ball?
I think Lakers. You just
The
Based
Lakers
on what
need a
you
little
said.
more time. I'm trying to give them a little more time.
rewind that.
Give him a little more
I'm just
time.
telling you the
I know,
facts.
it seems like the answer was obvious, right,
Lakers?
DeVoe?
When he asked the question, it's a setup.
It's a setup.
Like I said, I
Gunshots
love it.
around here.
I love
It's a
it.
setup.
You know what they say, don't
That
lead
doesn't
them.
say gunshot.
All right, let's roll down to our last one real quick because I think this is something that women will always deal with when their man is in sports
Yeast
and his hands look like broke out of shape. Okay.
Who has it? Oh, No, straight horn has fingers like
Straight
that.
horn?
Hand, straight horn.
That says Tony. That says Tory Hope.
She's talking about Michael Strahan.
Yeah, you seen his
No.
hands?
Yes,
they look
I
like
have.
that.
Here's the question, because we just covered a player and he's in the news as of yesterday, recently. And they're all jumping on this story because you know NFL football players, and Mario knows this, when you get hurt and hit all the time. Now, if you get hit in the legs, or if it's a neck injury, there's a good chance you have to sit out and hit concussion. But if your finger is broken,
you can't pick your nose.
Can you keep playing or should you not?
All up in there.
What does he do with the ball? Does he have to handle and throw the ball?
He's a receiver.
He's a
So
receiver.
he catches the ball.
No,
Yeah.
And
no,
some people use their fingers when they catch.
Well,
Well,
you know, that's why their fingers look like that, huh? Because the way they throw the ball.
No, they catch the ball. Their fingers look like that for smacking their old lady.
Did you just roll your eyes?
Yes, he did.
Did you catch
I don't know how to roll. I don't know how to roll.
I did.
Oh,
I caught it.
I did not.
I caught it.
I would never. Not to my Jesse.
I saw it. Neck moves, everything.
I would never do that.
Let me say, he gave you the diva look. No, you didn't, bitch.
I was trying not to say that, but that's exactly what it was.
Right.
Like, wow, he was like, no, I didn't
I got caught.
You
So you know it was bad. He can't even admit it.
Right.
You know what was going on in his head.
Yes, he did.
I did not have sex with that woman.
Okay.
Zach is cracking up. Evil eye, Mario.
Okay.
I did not.
So, you gave him the neck twirl. All we needed was the neck movement, and it was over. All right. So here it is. Dez Bryant. This is a former NFL player, but he played his career
What's his name?
as Torrey Holt.
Right to those letters right there. Right above the picture.
Torrey
Holt
played this way with his hands. He says, you're going to always be hurt. So what the question is, there's a good chance they say with Dez Bryant, and the picture's right below, it's the same guy we used up in the prior segment. So, Mar, you can move it down a little bit. It's the same guy who was in our overhyped players. His pinky may be broke.
He's cute right there.
Oh, I'm glad you think
so. Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
looks like a
That helps everything.
Why does he have headphones on?
Well, you know what?
He has swag.
It's a long story.
He's listening to the coach tell him what to do.
See? Now, let me just say this. It may or may not be fair. He's a receiver, so he needs his hands. But since we have another player who says, look at my hands, they're disfigured from playing, should he be on the field or should he take off the rest of the season?
He needs to take off for the rest of the season.
You can use some fingers like that. You can use those fingers.
You look like you're going to have
special
some
finger
trouble in
move.
the future if you don't chill.
They do the double.
Because you might think
You
you
do
not
some-
need
So
that
he-
finger because you're making so good money, but trust me.
So he doesn't want to mess up his fingers.
Well, no. See, what?
What? He messed up his fingers.
But I mean,
No, you can work with that.
he's saying that he can't play because of this.
Well, no. Let me say this.
No, he's not saying none of
He's
that.
saying his fingers are
He's
getting
saying he
messed
gets
up.
all the
he
girls.
What is that saying, Victor?
Oh,
He's
trying to
saying
throw
he
you.
can't, and the other one's saying he can't.
nobody says any of that shit. Did anybody say any of that?
Like I said,
Damn.
this is social
Nobody
talk
said anything.
wrapped around sports.
I'm trying to find out.
Where did you come up with all that? Damn. That's why you can't watch the game with your old lady.
I'm trying to ask.
See? They be asking you shit off to the game.
I'm trying to.
This is going to make something.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you.
Nobody wants to watch the game with y'all in the first place.
Thank you,
Whoa.
Jesse.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Just make us some cake.
Whoa.
Be a good woman.
Let me help
Fix
you.
us some food.
Okay, Jesse, I'm gonna help you because we have
Please,
to. We got to
we're
exit out of
drowning
this.
here, please.
Yeah.
The first picture above Dez is a former NFL player, and the point of it is he says, "Look at my hands. I played with my hands being disfigured or basically broken
Right.
throughout without taking any time off."
Oh, and I was okay.
Right. He's former.
Right.
Dez is current, and they just reported that his finger is broken, and he may sit out the rest of the season. Well, the
Can't
rest of the
scratch
season.
his
Oh, well,
ass.
you can't hold him.
You can't scratch his
You
ass.
can't hold him accountable to that other guy's
I know.
standards.
I know.
You
That's
know,
why
if
not?
that's how he, if that's how he feels.
Why
I mean,
not?
The other
Can we
guy,
pick our standards?
The other guy doesn't want to deform. If he wants to deform his hand, he can.
I
If
wanna
this
use-
guy doesn't, he wants to recuperate and let his hand
Nah, I want to
Yes, it
use,
is.
I want to
hit
use my
it.
standards.
I hit it right
I got
on the
my own.
head.
Very good.
I hit it
Mario's
right
black
on the head.
standards.
They're very good. The part, even though it's a finger, you have an argument. The
Yes.
argument is that it can get worse. But let me say
and
this.
you know how you care about those fingers.
You have a good one.
Which finger? Let's go back. Which finger was it?
No.
Mac,
It's not the important finger.
And look at Mac talking about brothers run his hand under dresses.
That's not the finger
With a
you
hand
need.
like that.
That's not absolute
gross.
finger.
This is we're trying to we're doing our best. But I'm saying this. You bring up a good point.
I thank you.
The point is that they do want to say, because if they get in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure they'll probably say this. Oh, you know what? He's getting better. So they want to take off the rest of the games of the regular season, have him recuperate at least a little bit. But I think if they were in the playoffs,
recuperate his finger.
Well, they're gonna.
Yeah.
Hey, they'll say that.
Tell him to stay home on Saturday.
It's a body part.
Remember, he's under house arrest. He can't go out.
He's under house arrest.
They'll deliver shit that'll mess up your finger.
Wait a minute. Well, organizational rest. He's limited on where he can go out.
All right.
That's another story. Okay.
No, you broke your finger.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Let me just say, I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm done. Nunu Sports. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness.
You don't need to
Victor Allen's New Sports. All about the finger. Obviously, we know what counts in this world. That's right, New Sports. Hey.